My name's Matt Scott and I'm an international rugby player. I basically started playing rugby when I was about 6 years old, just in my local club. I basically played there all my life and played for the first 15 when I was about 18, and then subsequently got picked for some Scotland age group squads and then made my way into professional rugby through that avenue. I think I started noticing I had bad eyes maybe when I was about 16, and I did notice it particularly when I was playing rugby. That was the kind of situation where I noticed it the most. So I decided to go and get my eyes checked, and he said, you know, you've got your prescription's about a -1, you're a bit short-sighted. So I got contact lenses through that. So I probably started wearing contacts when I was about 17, and I've basically been wearing contacts ever since then, up until I got my eyes done. When I was playing and training with rugby, I really had to wear my contact lenses. I just found that without them on the pitch, I was struggling to make out finer details about players, maybe in the backfield, or judging the depth of the speed of the ball coming at me, maybe from a height and things like that. There was times where they would become dislodged and you'd spend about 10-15 seconds trying to manoeuvre it back into place, or if you couldn't, you just have to play that passage of play with your lens kind of half in, half out. Or if it did come completely out, which it was quite easy to do, then you had to kind of stop the whole game had to stop, and the physios would come on with your spare lens, and you'd have to try and put it in without the use of a mirror, without being able to wash your hands or things like that. So it's not ideal, but it's just one of these things that had to be done when you were wearing lenses. I'd kind of spoken to a few of my fellow players, and I think my physio had actually had his eyes done as well, and just talking about lenses and things like that, and they said, oh, you should consider getting it done, because they've found it life-changing. I think our physio actually had really bad eyes. He was about a -6 or -7 or prescription, and he found it unbelievable. So it was kind of talking to people like that, and just the fiddly nature of lenses, and trying to use them in a contact sport, and always having to have spare lenses in the physio bag, in case one gets knocked out in a game. Just all these kind of things added up before I started thinking about getting it done. I found it quite comforting, the fact that it was quite a routine procedure. It wasn't some mega dangerous, high-risk operation. He just kind of made me feel like it was quite a simple routine thing, and I'm sure he's done hundreds, if not thousands, of these operations, and that kind of made me feel quite relaxed about the whole thing. I'm not great with things like needles and things like that. Even despite being a professional rugby player, I'm quite bad with things like that. And about a month before, I'd had my shoulder operated on, so I kind of had an idea of the surgery process. But I mean, the laser eye surgery was actually a doddle compared to getting full-on surgery under general anaesthetic. It's just a relatively quick and painless operation. And so I basically came out of surgery. It wasn't really until the next morning that I kind of started to realise that I was kind of seeing a bit more clearly. So we had to get a taxi back to the clinic the following morning, just to have a check-up to make sure everything had gone okay. And they were really pleased with how it had gone. My pain had gone, and although my eyes were still a little bit light sensitive, like it was kind of gradually subduing itself as the day went on, and it was just, yeah, I was able to start to make out things in the distance which I wasn't able to do before. So that was less than 24 hours post surgery. So I kind of knew then that it had all been pretty successful. The post-operative care was really good from Optical Express. I think they outline exactly when you should and shouldn't be doing things, and the main one is just not rubbing your eyes. So they give you a set of goggles, which are very attractive, that you have to wear in bed for about a week. I would say it's a pretty life-changing experience, just being able to see fully again. And if a lot of people take it for granted, and like now I take it for granted that I can see all the time, whereas a few months ago, I was scrabbling about with lenses and glasses, and it was a bit of a pain in the backside. So it's great now that I don't have to worry about that. I've just been trying to explain to people like that it's it's an absolute breeze, and for 10-15 minute surgery, it can completely change your life. So I think it's well worth getting it done.